It doesn't surprise me that even dead, Cody is pulling dates. He knows how to treat women.
How do you lose a woman?
You forget to cherish her.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today our movie in the middle is Lisa Frankenstein. Lisa Frankenstein is the newest coming-of-age movie following Lisa, a high school outcast, and her newly exhumed BFF as they go on a journey of love and madness. It stars Kathryn Newton, Cole Sprouse, Liza Soberano, and Carla Gugino. This is literally the Tim Burton movie that Tim Burton didn't make. Starting off with the highs, the style. We've had something that I like to call neon action happening in the last decade or so of movies, which I'm going to go into actually in a couple videos. But with Renfield and Totally Killer and now this movie, I think we're really getting into the rise of neon horror. This movie is very highly stylized with its neon pinks and teals, which are not only a very electric color combination, but also the main colors of houses in the 80s. I forgot about this till about halfway through the movie, but a lot of the wallpaper in the 80s was teal, blue, pink, mauve. It was the big thing. And where it didn't really look that great there, it's kind of a really cool color combination to put in a movie now. There's also a lot of really weird animations and callbacks to like silent movies and really old classic movies, which kind of gives it this weird blend of like eccentric but also classic feeling. I really like how the movie is both more modern than old Frankenstein, but still retro to us. It's kind of in the middle there. It just blends together so well, all of these tropes and settings, that makes movies like this really, really fun to watch. And it gives this twist on the old Frankenstein movies and stories that's kind of young and punk and hip. So Kathryn Newton absolutely carries this movie between her line deliveries and her facial expressions, but also her like general presence and swagger. She really dives in to this kind of role and vibe that is really a modern Bride of Frankenstein. You know, how the Bride of Frankenstein is very dramatic and has very big swooning motions and obviously the hair and everything. And they kind of do a modern version of that. And she really dives into like the, you know, the very, this kind of movement everywhere she walks, and just the big hair, of course, because it's the 80s, so that kind of works in its own way. And the fashion, everything, she really dives into that. And she was just awesome in this movie. She was hilarious. She was cool. I really, really liked her. Of course, Cole Sprouse is solid, even if he doesn't talk for about 98% of this movie. He has to convey all of his emotions and thoughts through grunts and facial expressions. And that is really, really hard to do. But he can do it. And of course, of all the people, he's going to play a zombie who is intellectual and sensitive. Carla Gugino is, as always, amazing in everything she's in. Pretty much a lot of the stuff that she plays, especially things from like Mike Flanagan. She is so good at playing a little bit off the wall to borderline insane. And it was great in this one. She plays Lisa's stepmother. And, you know, that always makes for kind of like a lot of tension and conflict already, but she just really amps it up in this one. And then Joe Chrest, who plays Mr. Wheeler in Stranger Things. I am afraid that he will probably just be typecast as Mr. Wheeler in this movie, because he's just really good at playing this spineless bum of a dad. I feel kind of bad saying that. And obviously the story and a lot of the different scenes that happen in this movie are very, very fun. They're wild. They're shocking. It was really, really fun. Definitely go see this with an audience because it makes it for a much better time. There is one scene specifically, though, that is just so hard to watch. And the whole time you're like, oh. And if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It is, of course, the scene where they do a cringy cover of REO Speedwagon. No, but for real, there is a scene in here that is like, that hurt to watch. My only really big low is that Lisa's character kind of shifts from one thing to another a few times in the movie without really much thought or recognition that it's happening, or even reactions to that it's happening. Specifically, her descent into madness. It literally happens in like one single line, and it plays for a really funny joke, but then it's like, okay, so is she just crazy now? Because the whole beginning of the movie, she's like misunderstood and trying to tell people, no, I'm not crazy. I'm serious. I'm just misunderstood. And then it's like, okay, no, she's she's borderline psychotic. It just seemed way too quick. And even when she meets Cole Sprouse's zombie for the first time, there's like this weird, like there was a scene or a moment missing where she's scared of him and then she's fine with him. There was like not like a recognition moment of like, oh wait, I know this guy. I don't know. It felt like there was just something missing in a couple of these scenes that would bridge a lot of these transitions. And then there's just a few subplots which seem like they don't really know how to wrap them up, or they're wrapped up kind of quickly without, again, a lot of reaction. But in this movie, it does kind of work because it is one of those quirky ones where just wild things are happening. And of course it's insane, but it's not like genuinely serious or heavy in the movie. So I can kind of see it working. So overall, this movie is really, really fun, especially for Valentine's Day couples who really just wish that this holiday was Halloween round 2. It's going to be probably an instant classic for Halloween and even Valentine's Day. It's kind of a good blend of those two. If you like all these types of movies, from Heathers to Rocky Horror to Freaky to Warm Bodies, Jennifer's Body, any Tim Burton movie, especially Edward Scissorhands, you're gonna like something in this movie, if not the whole thing. It's just fun, it's wild, it's wacky, it's really cool to look at. It's just a great time. I'm gonna give Lisa Frankenstein a 3 out of 4. Well guys, let me know what you thought of Lisa Frankenstein, and I hope you have a great Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, Palentine's Day, or even just the self-love day. And as always, keep your hopes high, your stress low, and love right in the middle. I'll see you guys later.